The revival that began in the temple spreads throughout the entire nation in 2 Chronicles chapter 31. After celebrating the Passover, King Hezekiah and the people of Judah show that true worship is not limited to a festival. Their renewed commitment to the Lord transforms the way they live, serve, and honor God every day. When the celebration ends, the Israelites who have gathered in Jerusalem do not simply return home unchanged. They travel throughout Judah, Benjamin, Ephraim, and Manasseh, breaking down the sacred pillars, cutting down the Asherah poles, and destroying the high places and pagan altars. They continue until every trace of idolatry has been removed. Only then do they return to their own towns and homes. Hezekiah next restores proper order to temple worship. He appoints the priests and Levites according to their divisions, assigning each one responsibilities for burnt offerings, fellowship offerings, thanksgiving, praise, and service at the gates of the Lord's temple. Worship is once again organized according to the instructions God had given through his law. The king also sets an example by giving from his own possessions to provide the daily burnt offerings, the Sabbath offerings, the new moon festivals, and the appointed feasts written in the law of the Lord. His generosity encourages others to give willingly. Hezekiah then commands the people living in Jerusalem to provide the portions due to the priests and Levites so they can devote themselves fully to serving and teaching the law of the Lord. The people respond immediately and generously. They bring the first fruits of grain, new wine, olive oil, honey, and produce from their fields. They also bring a tenth of everything they own, including cattle and sheep. From every part of Judah, offerings continue arriving until great heaps begin to form. The collection starts in the 3rd month and continues until the 7th month. When Hezekiah and the officials see the enormous piles of offerings, they praise the Lord and bless his people. Wanting to understand how there can still be so much remaining, Hezekiah asks Azariah, the chief priest from the family of Zadok, about the abundance. Azariah explains that ever since the people began bringing their gifts, everyone has eaten enough, and still there is plenty left because the Lord has blessed his people. Hezekiah orders storerooms to be prepared in the temple so the offerings can be stored properly. Conaniah the Levite is placed in charge of the storehouses, with his brother Shimei serving as his assistant. Several other Levites faithfully help oversee the distribution. The supplies are carefully shared among the priests, the Levites, and their families according to their divisions. Young and old alike receive their portions fairly. Even priests living in the surrounding towns are included, ensuring that everyone dedicated to God's service is cared for. The chapter repeatedly highlights faithful stewardship. Those entrusted with the offerings carry out their responsibilities honestly because the work belongs to the Lord. There is no suggestion of greed or favoritism. Instead, generosity is matched by integrity and careful administration. The writer concludes by summarizing Hezekiah's leadership. In everything he undertakes concerning the service of God's temple, the law, and the commandments, he seeks his God wholeheartedly. He does not serve half-heartedly or merely for appearances. Because he seeks the Lord with all his heart, his work prospers. This chapter reminds us that genuine revival produces lasting change. Worship is not only expressed through songs or special gatherings, but through everyday obedience, generosity, faithful service, and wise stewardship. Hearts transformed by God naturally desire to honor him with both their worship and their resources. The account continues in 2 Chronicles chapter 32, where the powerful Assyrian king Sennacherib invades Judah. Faced with one of the greatest military threats in the nation's history, Hezekiah encourages the people to trust the Lord, who delivers Jerusalem in a miraculous way.